Olá, seja bem-vindo ao Conexão UFC. O programa de hoje é focado no MMA do Reino Unido e você vai ver. O peso médio Christian Leroy Duncan revela como mudou de vida graças à ajuda de um veterano do UFC. Voltamos à Ilha da Luta para relembrar a estreia inesquecível de Tom Aspinall na organização. E o peso leve Paddy Pimblett elege os 5 lutadores britânicos favoritos da história do UFC. O peso médio Chris Leroy Duncan é uma das grandes promessas da Inglaterra no UFC. E ele acredita boa parte desse sucesso ao apoio do mestre e treinador Mark the Wizard Weir, um dos pioneiros do esporte no país. Nós viajamos à cidade de Gloucester para saber mais sobre essa relação de respeito e parceria nessa edição de Foco de Lutador.
Proudly repping Gloucester, England, entered Christian Leroy Duncan. Keep an eye on this name because this man will be a fixture.
I'm used to competing at a high level. I'm familiar with that kind of adrenaline rush.
He is so technical, so skilled.
In his corner is UFC veteran Mark Weir.
I definitely see Mark as a general, you could say. It's very clear what he needs you to do. It's led us to this new path.
Oh!
And I think that's what will take us to the next level in the UFC.
That'll do it!
Christian Leroy Duncan!
I grew up in Gloucester, in the southwest UK. It's quite a small city. We had a great upbringing. My mum taught me some great values, and my dad was a very respectable man. I kind of followed his lead to show respect to people, no matter who they are or where they come from. As a teenager, I got into basketball. Fast forward a few years, started to take it more serious. Ended up going to a local college in Bristol, which was the highest level I could play in the UK, close to me. Out of all the players on the team, I was the least experienced. Went for trials there, got selected for the first team. I got enrolled onto a course which is for elite athletes. We won the national championships for under 18s, which was the first Southwest team, I think, since like the 1980s. I wanted to take that to, obviously, NBA as everybody does. But if I can't get out of the UK, basketball's not going to take me to the top level. I came back home to Gloucester. I must have been 18 at the time. At this point, I was kind of in a crossroads of what to do. Carry on with basketball or look for some kind of education. But I always had my heart in sports. I had a friend that competed in mixed martial arts at an amateur level. So I went down to support my friends. I was just intrigued. I was watching and thinking, how can I could do something special with this? He won his fight and I was sharing the buzz that he had with him, and I want to try it and see how I get on. Never competed in any kind of martial arts in my life. I did a bit as a youngster, but nothing serious. The following Monday, I turned up to training, so that brought me then to Mark Weir's gym. Growing up in Gloucester, I was familiar with the name Mark Weir. Even if you don't necessarily watch mixed martial arts, people speak of Mark, you know, he's highly regarded in these parts. First time I actually met Mark was kind of surreal at the time, because this is the guy that I've been hearing about for so long.
When I first met him, he was just another guy coming in, wanted to fight. His enthusiasm was pretty much outstanding. The problem is, I meet so many enthusiastic people and realize how hard it is, how consistent you have to be. It's a constant battle. The higher you get, the harder it is.
I just was straight away attracted to the way that he coaches and his kind of mindset and the passion that he brings to the classes.
And when I finished the class and I got a personal one-to-one with someone, he's there in the corner watching me.
I'll stay behind and just be watching what they're doing. He's probably thinking, like, who's this kid? Just come and just jumped in. For about another 2-3 months, I just joining in on other guys' one-to-ones.
Christian was sort of poaching all these private sessions, personal one-to-one, but he was growing and learning little bits from everybody. I remember after 6 months, he was getting more enthusiastic. I was thinking, this is very unusual.
And then a poster went up in the gym. I'm walking past the poster. I'm nudging Mark and saying, what do you think about getting me a fight? When the cage door closed, it was like somebody let me off the leash.
He went in there and he showed heart, strength, determination. He showed his skill set.
Oh, there's one out of the Mugware playbook.
My striking was good. I managed to have fun on the feet. The wrestling was where I was less experienced, so my opponent took advantage of that.
Josh Hudson!
Amateur fighting is not about the wins. Amateur fighting is when you learn. It's your apprenticeship. It's about consistency, so you're growing on fight to fight.
Christian Leroy Duncan is a beast.
He was performing probably better under pressure than what he was training at the gym. He was advancing. When Christian turned pro, I remember thinking he could go all the way.
Oh, spinning back kick. Oh, big flying knee.
Every time they threw a hard challenge, he just basically hit it like a baseball bat back at them.
For me in the sport of mixed martial arts, from the start, I've always had a vision of the UFC. Come to visit my friend Jojo. We're here at his resting place, which is a place that I always come to. He was a very talented music artist, and we'd always say, no matter which way we go, we're gonna see each other at the top. I remember waking up in the morning when there was an article saying there was a motorbike accident. Somebody had been fatally injured. There was no names, nothing on there. I rang his oldest brother, who I'm very close to still today. He was kind of broken on the phone. And he just said, he's gone. Yeah, I just remember this whole feeling come over me. I'll never forget the words that we said, that we'll see each other at the top, and I stand by that every day.
Live from the O2 Arena here in London, England, this is UFC 286.
For my UFC debut, went into the O2 Arena, and you heard my friend Jojo sung over the speakers in front of thousands of people. That's a big motivator.
With much fanfare, the UFC debut has arrived for CLD Christian Leroy Duncan.
To me, he's always with us. I'm representing for him and his family.
Oh, a TKO to the right knee.
My good friend, Joel Westcott.
Christian has one of the worst killer instincts out there.
Oh, clipped it with that left hook.
If he hits you and he hurts you, he goes all in.
Oh, my goodness. And now he's down and perhaps close to finishing.
He's deadly. He's like a sniper. If he sees a weakness on you, he's going to exploit it.
Duncan just having a field day.
Every connection, any experience, any support you can give him, you give it to him. And you hope he's going to run with it like a madman.
Elbows.
And Christian's the only one I've met to this day now who's run with it and then some.
That'll do it. Gloucester, England, how about your guy tonight, CLD Christian Leroy Duncan?
I think I've been with him now around 10 years. What?
Right, Christian.
What's going on? You good?
Yeah, nice one, man.
And I still trust his insights and everything that he says.
It looks like you're always worried about the headshots.
As I've progressed, I've had a hunger to be more than this. Being at the top, meaning championship level, for me, that's the start of the next phase. And then the championship level would be the final phase, which will go into then greatness.
Nasty elbows.
Being known for being one of the best mixed martial art athletes that have come out of the UK.
Oh, this is what Duncan wanted to do. That'll do it.
Having a legacy to leave on, not just here temporarily, but I'm here forever.
Em 2020, durante a pandemia de Covid-19, o peso pesado Tom Aspinall agarrou com unhas e dentes a oportunidade da vida. Destaque do evento inglês Cage Warriors, ele recebeu a chance de estrear no UFC na concorrida Ilha da Luta em Abu Dhabi, nos Emirados Árabes Unidos. O hoje campeão interino do peso pesado relembra aquela noite inesquecível agora em minha estreia.
The Octógono is back on UFC Fight Island.
I made my UFC debut in Abu Dhabi in 2020. The first experience fighting on Fight Island in the pandemic was a mind-blowing experience because it was the first time I travelled in the pandemic and everything was super tight with the masks and the quarantine and all that kind of stuff. And then just to be around the UFC people was a little bit overwhelming, to be honest. But I really enjoyed it. Making the first walk felt damn good. It felt like I'd been there a million times. I felt so comfortable and I felt at home.
It's pretty much been the plan since Tom was able to walk that he would get here to the UFC, Dan.
This guy is a devastating individual at this heavyweight division.
And returning after a very long layoff is Jake Collier.
He fights out of Liverpool, England. Here is Tom Aspinall.
When I'm looking at my opponent, all I'm thinking is ring the bell.
Round number one. Aspinall in the red, Collier in the blue.
My game plan heading into that first fight was going to try and keep him at range and not let him hit me, which I did pretty well.
Look out for the boxing of Aspinall. He's got pro boxing experience and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts. He moves like a welterweight.
The opening seconds were just me finding my range, basically, and luckily I found it pretty quick.
Oh, big right hand on the temple there. And controlled power as well, Tom Aspinall, just checking his range and his distance. Very, very quick for a heavyweight.
I noticed that he was dipping the head low, so I thought I'm going to bring the knee up the middle. He started dipping, brought the knee up, landed it to the body, and then his face was just right there for the 1-2.
Oh!
What a finish!
That's it!
Wow!
Knockout for Tom Aspinall in his debut!
So slick.
Pretty common thing when you're fighting a tall guy like me. People dip the head low and swing the right hand over the top.
Beautiful, knee to the midsection, bang, bang, 1-2 follows right at the chin. This is what we've got to expect from Tom Aspinall from his career moving forward. Keep your eyes on this young man. He is something special.
Yeah, when the fight gets stopped, that's just the best feeling in the world. It was just amazing. And then after the fight, I found out that I got the bonus, and that was even better. That was one of the best moments of my entire life. My UFC debut surpassed my expectations. It was the first time I'd ever fought outside the UK as well, so I really, really enjoyed it. And from that second, man, I just knew that this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. I'm just going to move forward, just doing this, just dedicating myself to this.
For your winner by TKO, Tom Aspinall!
O cenário do MMA no Reino Unido está mais forte do que nunca, com 2 cinturões do UFC e uma nova geração de talentos que promete continuar escrevendo a história do esporte. Além dos campeões Leon Edwards e Tom Aspinall, a estrela em ascensão Paddy Pimblett também tem feito barulho no peso leve. E é com ele que conversamos agora para eleger os 5 lutadores britânicos favoritos da história.
It's wild how some people just have it. Paddy the Baddy's got it. This man is absolutely magnetic. He is a wild barn burner of a striker. Fantastic submissions.
Already a superstar. Paddy has done it in London.
The British MMA scene's absolutely blew up over the past couple of years. Some of the pioneers who paved the way for this generation in the UFC, former UFC fighters like obviously Michael Bisping.
Bisping is the champion!
Dan Hardy.
Dan Hardy wins tonight!
But if you go back even further, you've got like Ian Freeman, who beat Frank Mir. So there's a good few going back if you look through the history books. We back our own, know what I mean? The British were only small in size compared to the United States and Brazil and Russia and all these other countries, so we have to support our own, that's what we do. We've made a big impact on the scene, us British MMA fighters. Some of the receptions that like me and Molly get.
Wow! Look at this place!
And then obviously Leon winning the belt.
Leon Rocky Edwards, your new welterweight champion!
Tom's won the interim belt.
That'll do it! Tom Aspinall has done it!
We're making waves. In the future, the British MMA fighters are going to start winning more world titles. More of us are going to be ranked, and we're going to change the game. I'm Paddy Pimblett, and these are my top 5 British UFC fighters. Coming in at number 5, Arnold Allen. Arnold's obviously in a position where I aspire to be in, know what I mean? Top 5 ranked.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, you can expect to see a scrap when Arnold Allen's fighting.
It's the biggest win of his career!
He's had several fights of the night, and he's also had fights where he's been losing and then caught a submission or a TKO in the 3rd round when it looked like it was all gone.
Looking sensational every single time.
Yeah, my favourite performance from him, to be honest, is when he beat Mads Burnell. He was getting beat for 2 rounds, took down, and then he got a guillotine in the 3rd round when everyone thought he was about to lose.
Mads Burnell comeback for Arnold Allen! Wow!
Yeah, I expect to see Arnold continue to climb the rankings and hopefully fight for the featherweight title one day. Coming in at number 4, my fellow teammate and very good friend, Molly McCann. Obviously, everyone knows Molly's my girl, know what I mean? She had to make the list, it goes without saying. She's had a big impact on the British MMA scene for women coming up. There's a lot of young women getting into mixed martial arts now because of it.
Welcome to Molly Mania!
Training alongside her, being in the gym with her, seeing some of the hardships that she's come through, it is inspiring. My favourite performance of Molly's, I think everyone will know what it is, against Carolina when she landed that spinning back elbow and it looked like she'd killed her.
Oh my word! What an unbelievable moment for Meatball Molly!
The fight fans can always expect to see a scrap when Molly's in the cage. She comes to fight every single time, no matter what.
Well done, Molly McCann.
Next up, number 3, Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall obviously made the list because he's become interim champ. He's only the 3rd ever champ from the UK, and hopefully he ends up becoming undisputed.
The UK has a heavyweight champion!
He moves like a welterweight.
You can always expect Tom to come in and go for the finish. Every one of his fights, he's got the finish in the UFC, whether it be a knockout on the feet or taking people down and submitting them.
Tom Aspinall is the real deal. My goodness.
Tom's building obviously a great legacy. He's the interim champion. Or as I've already said, hopefully he can become undisputed one day.
Nobody in the heavyweight division is as fast as that cat.
Coming in at number 2, we've got Leon Edwards.
He is without a doubt one of the most technically proficient strikers in the sport.
Leon made the list because he had a big impact on the British MMA scene. He's only the 2nd ever undisputed champion from the UK. He's defended the belt. Can't say much more.
This man has done nothing but win since 2015.
We've all got a favourite performance from Leon. Headshot, dead.
Oh! No way!
Including the last round, he was down 4 rounds to 1. Won the 1st round, but after that, Usman started to dominate and come on top. And
one kick changed the world.
That head kick changed the course of welterweight history. We could be talking about Usman now as the greatest welterweight of all time, but Leon head kicked him into the shadow realm and then fought him again a couple of months later and dominated him over 5 rounds.
The best kickboxer in the welterweight division.
Leon's going to keep defending that title, that's his plan, know what I mean? I've heard him talk about double champ status as well, so Leon's building a big legacy.
One of the best welterweights of all time.
And then, of course, number 1 has to be the 1st ever undisputed champion from the UK, Michael Bisping.
Michael Bisping wins here in London!
Of course, Michael Bisping had to be number 1.
Tremendous performance from Michael Bisping.
He inspired a lot of people to get into MMA when it comes to over our side of the world. Being on that season 3 at Tough, winning it, no one thought that a man from Britain could win it. You know what I mean? Everyone thought, the Americans would dominate this like they have, and he went in there and proved everyone wrong.
Michael Bisping, congratulations, you are the ultimate fighter.
He's just showed a level of heart and desire that not many have.
There's never been any strain in his belief in himself.
Of course, when it comes to favourite performances for Bisping, you'll have to say when he knocked Luke Rockhold out in the 1st round to become the undisputed middleweight champion of the world.
That's it! Michael Bisping is the new UFC middleweight champion!
The fact that he had so many number 1 contender fights and then lost them and then got a last-minute replacement fight to fight for the belt when he was basically blind in one eye and then won it. It's a special story. Bisping's left an amazing legacy in the UFC. He had the biggest impact of anyone on the British MMA scene. He's already a Hall of Famer. His accolades speak for themselves. I'm Paddy Pimblett, and thanks for taking 5.
E o programa de hoje chegou ao fim, mas você já sabe, é só usar a hashtag Conexão UFC para falar com a gente nas redes sociais. Beijo e até a próxima!